Hello, it's Katie again. Do you want to know something really inappropriate? My butt hurts because I'm sitting on a wooden chest to film this video, or videos in general. And I've been sitting on this wooden chest for about an hour probably at this point, because I filmed 2 other videos, one of which was my super long book haul, which you've probably seen or maybe not seen. Anyways, let's move on to something more interesting than my butt. Today I want to do the fantasy fun tag, which was originally created by A World of Words, and I will put her original video in the description below. And I just thought this tag was so much fun. I don't know how I discovered it. It was via, I think, the booktubers from around the world Goodreads group. Someone posted it there and I just thought this book is perfect, it's so much fun, and I will do it now. So let's get into it. Question number 1. Also, please apologize my pronunciation. I seem not to be able to talk properly today. Anyways, question number 1. What fantasy series would you want to be part of? Damn! Like, I have answers for all the questions, but not for this one, because I can't decide. There are so many fantasy worlds, but also, like, what I'm thinking is, most fantasy worlds are so dangerous, like, really, really dangerous. And I'm pretty sure that if I was in one of them, I would be the one to be killed off first, and so I would want to... let me just think about it just for a second. So, after a lot of thought and crying... No, not crying, I didn't cry, it's just a tag. I decided to go with Time City, which is, well, a city outside of time, from Diana Wynne Jones's A Tale of Time City. And the reason for that is that you can, like, there's like magic, but it's more like science, and it's not too dangerous if you are in Time City. Like, Time City is the safe haven, but you can still go out into any time period that you want to visit, and if it's like too dangerous, or if it's like you can just like go back to Time City and nothing, nothing happens. You just have to be a little bit careful, not to disturb like time, like the flow of time, like but I feel like I could do with it. Also, the city sounds so interesting to visit. Even alone, the city just seems so interesting, but you could also visit, anytime you want. Next question, number 2. What type of fantasy being do you want to be? Well, that's obvious, isn't it? I mean, look at my hair. 500 years ago, I would probably have been burned for it. That's a witch. Like, that answer. I don't even need to talk about it, think about it. I mean, funny story. I was sitting, that was maybe 3 years back. I was in first semester at university, and I was sitting in the tram, and like, there are like 4 seats, like 2 opposite each other, on the tram in Heidelberg, and then there's a corridor, and then there's another 4 seats. And I was sitting in one of these 4 seats, and there were 4 girls sitting in this other area of 4 seats, and they have just been to the psychology seminar with me. Like, not that we're friends, but they came out of the seminar with me, and they were starting to talk. And then they talked about witches, and they were like, yeah, all witches have red hair, and witches need to be burned. And I was sitting there like, are you serious? And they were dead serious. That was not a joke. And then one of the girls, like opposite of me, there was a woman reading, and then she was like looking at me like, and then at the girls and at me like, what? And then one of the girls turned to me like, you're a witch. You need to be burned. And that was not a joke. She was serious. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So that's a witch. I'm clearly a witch. A random person on the tram said it to me. So question number 3. Living your everyday life. Would you rather have magic powers or have a mythological creature for pet BFF? Definitely magical powers, because that would just make household chores so much easier if I could just Molly Weasley my way through the house and just let things clean themselves off and, you know, stuff like that. Also, I just not like... I'm not a BFF or a pet person like a... I like cats, but that's probably it as far as pets go. Because, you know, a cat can feed herself. I'm living in the countryside, she can feed herself. And if she can't feed herself, well, so... you probably should die then. No, that's harsh. But I don't really like pets. I don't like people that much, so no thanks. I take the magical powers. Thank you. Now, question number 4. Who is your favorite fictional dragon? Smaug from The Hobbit, because he's badass. And he has Benedict Cumberbatch's voice in the movies, and he's arguably the best part about the Hobbit movies, which are just the CGI just fest in general. But anyways, also my first thought was Eithriel from the Fairyland series, but I couldn't choose him because he's not a dragon, so Smaug. Question number 5. What is your favorite fantasy movie? So many, I can't decide. Okay, I'll go with the ones that I watch over and over again, which are Howl's Moving Castle by Studio Ghibli, The Chronicles of Narnia, like the first one, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, because it was probably the movie, like I watched this movie, I came back home and I started writing. I was so inspired by this movie, and it came out when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I watched it twice. I just love it. I still love it. And Tilda Swinton. Oh, dear Lord, I love Tilda Swinton. And the third one is Stardust, which was directed by Vince Vaughn? No. I don't know. I don't remember. The husband of Claudia Schiffer, which is a German model. Who is a German model? She's not a thing, Katie. She's not a thing. She's a person. So it's who. So anyway, these are probably the 3 movies that I love the most out of all the fantasy movies that I own and that I watch on repeat. Also Mary Poppins. Do you count Mary Poppins as a fantasy movie or more like magical realism? Question number 6. If you could pull any character out of a fantasy series to live in the normal world, who would you choose? The Cheshire Cat. Because he's the only like really amazing good thing about Heartless, and I just love him in this book. Question number 7. If you could make a supporting character in any fantasy series the protagonist of that series, who would you make the new star? Let me get it. Let me get the book. I would choose Tsukiko. I would choose Tsukiko from The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Because she was the contestant, or like the player before Celia and Marco got to play, and her story it probably would be super tragic, super romantic, super sad, but I just would love to hear it. And you know, even though it would probably take my heart and crush it to bits and pieces, I would think, like, I would love to hear her story and what happened the last time someone played the game. Yeah. Okay, so done! That was it with this tag. Oh yeah, I need to tag people. Still not sure about tagging people, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna tag... I am going to tag Farah from A Booktube Book and Sam from Sam's Nonsense, because fantasy is her favorite genre, and so there you go. I think that's it. Last time I tagged one person, this time I tagged two persons, peoples. Book lovers, bookworms. So there you go. Maybe next time I'll tag 3 people. So that's it for today. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you have a wonderful day. No, wait, I already said that. I hope you're reading a wonderful book. I hope you have a lot of fun today, and I will see you soon. Bye.